How we doing, YouTube? Raw Life back again. This time with Ancient Memories LUFENIA run. Before we get started, wanted to do a little bit of shameless self-promotion. Started streaming on Twitch, some DFFOO runs. Not really got a schedule set or anything, but it's twitch.tv/raw life _ between raw and life. I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out whenever I'm live. We got a LUFENIA run for you here. Little call to arms entry right before the next fight drops, so just in time. Also, I'm recording this outside, so maybe it'll create a nice ambiance, and maybe it'll just suck. I don't know. I don't really care. It'll be all right. Anyway, this fight is ass. Genuinely, it's ass. The orb is to deal AoE HP damage, not brave damage, but HP damage. I got it sped up 2 times, and it's still going to be like 16 minutes because this fight is so ass. I brought Ultimecia, used her BT. You'll see how the idea kind of comes, how it kind of works here later, but Garland has his BT and so does Pecil, but I went with ulti BT to just destroy their turns. Pecil can handle the orb a little bit with his skill 2, Garland with his LD and ulti on her EX, LD, and skill 2, but it only moves the orb up once. It moves it up twice, but you lose another turn or another orb tick instantly, so it really only goes up 1 when you hit them with the AoE. So the orb is just kind of awful in general. And then they switch between these states, Magia and Physica state. One of them increases their brave damage resistance, and the other one increases brave they take from elemental weakness or something. I don't know. You can look it up. I really don't fucking know. But I brought Paladin Pecil for the elemental enchant and imperil. Didn't do a very good job of keeping that up, but I did my best. Garland for some delays and big damage, and Ultimecia for her AoE damage and her burst, actually. You'll see here, I'm just kind of trying to burn them down at first. Keep an eye on the orb. Like I said, the orb is a huge pain in the ass. It just keeps going down, it seems like. And these guys also have the ability to jump turns quickly. I don't know how the fuck that happens either, but, But if you're having problems with the fight, always check out the informational resources. We've got a great community. Tomberry Troop helps. Macnell at decidiainfo.com, Discord's all over, TCC podcast. Anytime you have difficulties in a fight, those are great resources, informational resources for you to kind of figure out what's going on. I ran this fight once on stream on Saturday, I believe, and failed with 1% on one of these guys and 9% on the other. This is my second run, so it's not easy, especially depending on your team comp, but if you're having trouble, there are resources to help you out. The first 50% is really the only the beginning, because they get really tanky. They're tanky the whole time, but they get really difficult to deal with after 50%. Don't want to let them move. You don't want them to wipe your whole squad. They would just clap you so quickly, so be very careful. I kind of ran into some issues with this team comp on skill usage. I had to be very careful. As you can see here, the orb was down to 7, and they had just buffed himself with a brave damage reduction actual buff, and so I thought I'll throw some Italian debuffs on there, and boom, not enough. So great misplay there. Then I decided to just delete their turn completely. I could have used that later, but whatever. They still have a buff on each of them as well, so that kind of sucked. Reapply Paladin Cecil's in peril there with his LD. Like I said, there was some issues with skill uses here. I'm trying to save skill uses on Paladin Cecil and Ultimecia mainly because they'll both be on the field the whole time. My Garland will actually leave for Daniel's Garland, and that's my friend Daniel. Shout out Daniel. So I'm kind of being a little bit more liberal with his skills because I know he'll be gone for a while. You know, Garland's really slow. At 68, 67% now, both orbs at 7, so we're doing all right. It's just a bit of a juggling act this first half of not using too many skills, saving the skills, and just not burning out too early in the fight. It feels really weird to, especially with Ultimecia, to use her Brave or her HP attacks, but you got to do it. One of the reasons I failed my run on the stream was A, I was misplaying with Ultimecia, and B, I was just skill spamming and really did not have enough gas in the tank to finish them off. They're at 9% and 1% respectively, so it was close. So I knew this team comp would work, and so yesterday I sat down and I said I'm gonna deal with these guys with the team comp I wanted to use. I'll probably be doing a TCC challenge run as well. It's no synergy, which means Garland. I can't bring Garland, so we'll have to see what I do there. I may just RCella it because RCella is not banned and she's got gas and HP lock, so that may work for me. At this point, trying to get them to 50. Like I said, at 50%, they're going to lose the orbs, and I believe they also cleanse. Yeah, they cleanse their debuffs. So I'm saving on Garland. I have Jack debuff. On ulti, I have Gabranth, and want to get them down before I pop those debuffs because obviously they'll cleanse them. But the whole plan of this team comp, this idea, this strategy was to get them to 50 and throw those debuffs on there, and then go to work with a friend Garland BT effect combined with Jack debuff, Gabranth debuffs, and ulti BT. So ulti BT, which I misplayed, by the way, on my streamed run, but some expert advice, Bartanian, shout out Blart, I was able to play her much better on this run, and it all worked out. But Ultimecia's burst is incredibly important for this strat because we are going to delete their turns and kind of just push them off into oblivion so we can have time to mow them down. Also, Ramu summon will give them a framed paralyzed. But as you can see, at 49% on one of them and 54 on the other, they both cleanse, but only the one who hit 49% lost their orb. So the orb is still up, kind of being a little careful about that, while also taking the chance to apply my debuffs. I know you guys can hear all that summer noise, but you know, that's ambiance. That's what you get from this channel. You know, ambiance and production value. Anyway, throwing on those debuffs and also making sure that we get the B boss to 49% before that orb kills us. But you know, Garland goes burr, so he just about did it there. So I'll go ahead and knock him down below 49% with the LD from Pecil, get that Imperil, and now we're going to go to work. They're both under 49%. They got the debuffs up I wanted. I want to get Garland in, the friend Garland, and use his burst, get his burst effect up. As you know, it stacks the more turns you take. I was a little worried here because I knew that it wasn't going to delay A, or I didn't know if it would delay A, but I checked it real quick to see, because I just don't want A to move, even though I have, you know, Pecil with his damage mitigation, his defense up. These guys can really kill you, and I kind of got lucky here, honestly, because if it really it could have really went bad there. He got 2 turns in a row, and so we almost died there, but too bad, so sad. You missed your chance, dragon. You little dragon bastards. Pop the Ramuh summon. We've got Garland, BT effect, stacking, and as soon as we get out of this summon phase, we're going to start deleting turns. I still love Ultimecia. I think she's got a great burst. I love deleting turns. I don't care about all the, is it cheese to lock down a boss? No, I don't give a shit. I'll lock a boss down however the fuck I can, because these bosses are ruthless sometimes. So if you're going to cheese them, whatever cheese is, do that. So we're at 40 and 39%, and Ultimecia is going to burst. And here's the rotation for Ulti. We're going to EX first, get that free skill 2. Then we're going to get the normal skill 2. Then we're going to LD and get that refresh skill 2. So for an AoE fight, or for a multiple target fight like this, that is your ideal BT phase, because then you never have to use a skill 1. It's just skill 2's EX, and then you end with the BT, obviously. 31 and 30%. We've got them right where we want them. We're deleting turns. They do have a imparalyze. They have a paralyze on them, and we're hitting for weakness damage thanks to Pecil's imperil and imperil and enchant effects. We're running out of steam on both Paladin Cecil and Ultimecia, so that kind of sucks. But Garland, I know my Garland's going to come back in once Daniel's Garland leaves, and he's got skills to burn, so I know at this point we're probably good. 23% on each of them. Everyone's hitting like Mac trucks, all the debuffs set up. This run went fairly well. We got a little lucky, and also I had already tried it once on stream and kind of worked out the kinks by just totally fucking it up. And don't ever be ashamed of your fuck ups, by the way, especially on this game. When you fail a run, you learn something, and lots of people, you're only seeing their clears, and you never know how many times they failed it before that. So always understand that there's no shame in failing a run. You learn more from the failed runs than you do the ones that you clear, to be honest. Especially if you don't do a lot of deep research about fights before they come out. This was by no means a blind run, because this fight had been out for a week. This video's dropping right before Transcendence 2, so it wasn't a blind run, but I had not gone into depth, researching, and sometimes it's going to hurt you. But we brought Synergy, we brought Ulti, we brought Pecil, we brought the heavy hitters, and we were able to clean it out. Transcendence 2, like I said, is dropping tonight, so get hyped for that. I will definitely be posting some videos on that, and my Twitch stream, which I mentioned earlier, I'll be running that tomorrow, the day after this video drops. Monday evening, probably about 7, I'll be on running Transcendence 2. We may get Blart, co-commentator, coach, on there. Killed one of them. A still has 3%, which is a little dangerous, but Garland hits like a ton of bricks, and Ultimecia finishes the job. So we don't really know how they work, but we don't care. They can be pain in the ass, but don't let them move after 50, and they ain't gonna hurt you. So if you watch this, you enjoy it, subscribe, like my video, and check me out on Twitch. Link in the description. Thanks.